Um, Good evening to all of you, and thank you for joining the second Town Hall event of Coin Ceylon Intersect Sri Lanka Community Hub. I'm welcoming all of you here, no matter which time zone you're joining us here today. Welcome to our Town Hall. We'll be discussing a little bit into detail about what's been going on with the hub, as well as Intersect in general as well. So please feel free to ask us questions. We will be having a question session towards the end of it also. So thank you for joining us. We also have Abig Nag, the community manager for Intersect, joining us. Thank you for joining us, Abs. So we will get into a little bit more detail of what we are going to be doing. Before that, I would like to give a small rundown on the agenda for today so you get an idea of what we're going to be doing. So let me just get started. We have the update on the recently concluded launch event, which we had on the 16th of July at the golf club. So we will get into a little bit more details on that, as well as the press coverage we received for that event. We will be getting into that also, as well as a small recap video from the launch event of the launch event. So we will be getting into that as well. And followed that by Sanjay. He will be getting into a little bit more details onto the Intersect updates using the Intersect newsletter, highlighting key activities and developments of Intersect over the last month. You will be getting a small rundown on that. Followed that by Isru, who will give a small introduction into what Sanjay explained in Sinhala, so that the local community will also be involved in that. And after that, we will play a video that we did during the introduction event, the launch event, the introduction video of Intersect that we played. We got a really good feedback from the community for that video. So we thought we will play that during the town hall also, so you can get an idea of the videos that we played there. And then we will go into Malik, our CTO, who will be getting into a discussion on the Chang upgrade 9.1 and the Voltaire era, the explaining of the Chang upgrade, as well as the insights onto the Voltaire era and the roadmap of Cardano and the significance of it, the significance that it will have on the entire ecosystem. So we will get into that also. Followed that by, I will be getting into a little bit more detail about the activities that we have planned up for the hub, and giving you a small update on the initiatives that we'll be taking in the next couple of months ahead. So stay tuned for that. And we will open up the floor for questions and engagement. So if you have any burning questions, please feel free to put them out with us, and we will discuss it together. So moving on, we will go into the recap of the launch event, which we had on the 16th of July at the Royal Colombo Golf Club, with a host of attendees coming onto that, including founding members, media personnel, business leaders, diplomats, and university delegates. We had a lot of people at the event, and it was a really informative event for a lot of the people who were there, and we got serious feedback from everybody who attended it. Also, we had video speeches from Nick Cook, head of membership and community at Intersect, as well as our very own Intersect community manager, Abig Nag, who also gave a very informative video speech. Although they could not be there in person, they sent us their video messages, which we played there. And alongside that, we had presentations and other speeches from CoinCeylon team, also explaining about Intersect and also the kind of things that we have done so far, the recently concluded events and things like that. These are some of the pictures from that event. We also had His Excellency Katsuki Kotaro, the Deputy Ambassador for Japan, who attended the function as well. We had some really good feedback from everybody who attended. So these are some of the smaller pictures. I think I might be able to actually open these up in a little bit of a bigger screen. Just give me a minute. So yeah, we have the CoinCeylon core team here, and we have Sanjay, a community manager for CoinCeylon, giving an introduction and the welcoming speech. You can also see there were place cards boards all over the hall, which had Intersect branding and also details about Intersect and how you can join us and things like that. And one of the key pointers is that join us tag on the podium. Everybody loved it. I think a few members actually joined us on the day too. Which you all just have to do is just scan the podium. We mentioned it during the event, so you can just join us. So we had that going on, and then that's me. I did a speech myself, and we had some of the attendees here, and we had a lot of media personnel at the event too. And this is Roshan and Isuru. Although Isuru has spoke a very few words at the event, he will be speaking later on at the town hall today. So that we have Malik Fawz, the CTO. He also spoke at the event, and then a team, and you can also see that's myself talking with His Excellency Katsuki Kotaro and some of the attendees at the event. And yes, we also had a set of goodie bags for Coin Ceylon Intersect Sri Lanka, which carried a branded notebook and a pen and a really cool mug with Intersect branding. Everybody loved it. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture to show you here, but everybody loved it. Everybody got a goodie bag when they were leaving, and they were so happy with that too. And you can also see some of these QR codes that are placed around the hall, where if you scan it, you can learn more about Intersect as well as Cardano and all the benefits that you gain from joining the hub and things like that. So we had it all across the room. And these are some of the attendees who were there. And His Excellency Katsuki Kotaro. And yeah, then again, this is the goodie bag that I was just mentioning earlier. And then, oh yeah, we also had Cardano-inspired cocktails at the event. One called Zero Downtime, Lovelace, and Smart Contract. It was quite a hit. Everybody loved it, and it gave that Cardano vibe to everybody who was there. We had canapes and cocktails followed by the event, so everybody could network. There were university professionals as well as entrepreneurs, business leaders. Everybody actually really loved the fact that we are getting together and we are driving the blockchain technology revolution in Sri Lanka using the Cardano's ecosystem and getting the community together. So that was one of the key areas that we went into. We also have the recap video for this event, and you can just get a glimpse of what went on during the event. But after that, if you would like to see the full video, we will be launching the full video followed by the town hall event. Once it's done later today, we will be releasing the full video of all the speeches and the presentations that went on during the launch event. So you get an idea as to what kind of event it was. So please make sure to check out our YouTube channel. You will get the details on that. We will be tweeting about it as well. Before we actually get into the recap video, I would actually like to say a few words in Sinhala as well, so that people would get an idea about what this event was. And before I actually get into that, let me go through the press coverage that we had for this event. We had a lot of press and electronic media coverage for the event. This is the Island newspaper, which has about near 250,000 readership, and also the Sunday Observer, which has nearly 500,000 readership. These are some of the most leading newspapers in Sri Lanka, which we had been featured. The Intersect Community Hub was featured in all of these newspapers, including the Daily FT, which is the #1 Financial Times newspaper in Sri Lanka. We were also featured there, and also in a host of other online media. The Intersect Hub launch event was featured in. I think perhaps about 15-20 places that it was featured in just during the last 1.5 weeks. It will be featured in the coming week also, when we will be tweeting about it on our X page, so you will get the updates on that. You were also featured on 2 separate television stations in Sri Lanka in their news and other news bulletins. So you can see those videos. Also, we have posted about them on our X page, so you can get that. We also had some of the leading social media pages in Sri Lanka also posting about this event, because it was a significant event in Sri Lanka. It's the first time that Intersect Hub is being set up in South Asia. So we had a really good response from the press on what was going on and how we were actually doing these things in Sri Lanka. So that was one of the key areas that they were focused on, especially the fact that the local community is getting involved, and not just in English, also in Sinhala and Tamil. We will be providing the resource material, which was a huge thing to especially uplift the blockchain education part in Sri Lanka, and also get involved in getting the people onto Cardano's governance sector. So before I move on to the recap video, I would like to give a small rundown on the whole aspect of what I just explained in Sinhala. ඇත්තරම අපේ පහුගිය ජූලි 16 වෙනිදා අපි ලංකාවේදී එළි දැක්වා මේ Coin Ceylon Intersect ප්‍රජා සාමූහිකයේ launch event එක එළි දැක්වීම event එක කොළඹ golf club පරිශ්‍රයේදී තමයි අපි ඒක ඇත්තටම පැවැත්තුනේ. ඉතින් ඒකට ලංකාවේ ඉන්න ව්‍යවසායකයන්, ව්‍යාපාරිකයන් වගේම රාජතාන්ත්‍රිකයන් ඇතුළුව විශ්වවිද්‍යාල සම්බන්ධ පුද්ගලයන්ුත් ගොඩක් එතනට එකතු වුණා. එතන ඒ වගේම Intersect සංවිධානයේ නික් කුක් head of membership and community වගේම අබික්නාග් community manager ඇතුළු කිහිප දෙනෙක්ම ඒකට වීඩියෝ පණිවිඩ මගින් සම්බන්ධ වුණා. අපේ ලංකාවේ ඇතුලේ මේ බ්ලොක්චේන් තාක්ෂණය ගොඩනගවන්නේ කෙසේද? ඒ වගේම මේ බ්ලොක්චේන් තාක්ෂණය සමග සම්බන්ධ තාක්ෂණික ශිල්පීන් වගේම විශ්වවිද්‍යාලවල ඉගෙනුම ලබන පුද්ගලයන් ඇතුළුව සියලුම ලංකාවේ ඉන්න IT ප්‍රජාවට මේ තුළට එකතු වෙලා තමන්ගේ ව්‍යවසායකත්වය නගා සිටවන්නේ කෙසේද? බ්ලොක්චේන් තාක්ෂණය සඳහා පාවිච්චි කරගෙන කඩානෝ බ්ලොක්චේන් තාක්ෂණයත් සමග දේවල් ගොඩනගන්නේ කෙසේද කියන එකේ ඇතුළුව සියලුම විස්තර ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන් වුණා මේ ඉවෙන්ට් එක තුලින්. ඒකට අපිට ඉතාමත්ම හොඳ පණිවිඩ ලැබුණා එදා ඉවෙන්ට් එකට ආපු අයගෙන්. ඉතින් ඒ ඉවෙන්ට් එකේ පින්තූර කීපයක් තමයි අපි පෙන්නුවේ. ජපානයේ ඩිපියුටි ඇම්බැසඩර් උපතානාධිපති කත්සුකි කොතාරෝ මහතාත් සහභාගී වුණා මෙම ඉවෙන්ට් එකට. ඉතින් ඒ ඉවෙන්ට් එකේ සහභාගී වුණු සියල්ලන්ටම අපි Coin Ceylon Intersect Sri Lanka community hub එක තුලින් අපි ලබා දුන්න සමරු තිලිනයක් සියලුම අයට. ඒ වගේම එතනදී සමහර සමාජිකයන් සම්බන්ධ වුණා Intersect සමාජයට. ඉතින් ඉතාමත්ම හොඳ ඉවෙන්ට් එකක් එතන තිබුණා. ඒ වගේම ලංකාවේ සියලුම ජනමාධ්‍ය ආයතන වලට සම්බන්ධ සියලුම විශාල ජනමාධ්‍ය වේදීන් ප්‍රමාණයක් එතන රැඳී සිටියා. මේ තිබුණ උත්සවය Sunday Observer, The Island, Daily FT වැනි පුවත්පත් වගේම තවත් රූපවාහිනී මාධ්‍ය කීපයක ප්‍රවෘත්තිවලත් ප්‍රචාරය වුණා. ඉතින් ඇත්තටම මේක ලංකාව තුලින් මේ දකුණු ආසියාව තුලේ ලංකාව මූලික කරගෙන ගොඩනැගෙන පළවෙනි ප්‍රජා සාමූහිකය විදිහට ගොඩනැගෙන මේ Intersect සාමූහිකය ගැන විස්තර ඇත්තටම දැනගන්න ලැබීම ගැන ගොඩක් අය සතුට පළ කරා. ඉතින් ඒක ගැන අපිට ඇත්තටම සතුටුයි. මේක මේ ලංකාවේ ඉන්න තාක්ෂණ ශිල්පීන්ව සහ මේ බ්ලොක්චේන් තාක්ෂණය ඉගෙන ගන්න කැමති අයව ලෝකෙට අරන් යන්න අපිට අවස්ථාව ලැබීම ගැන අපිට ඉතාමත්ම සතුටුයි. ඉතින් මේ රීකැප් වීඩියෝ එක බැලුවාම ඔයගලන්ට පොඩි අයිඩියා එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් මොන වගේ ඉවෙන්ට් එකක්ද මේක තිබුණේ කියලා. අපි ඒකේ මුළු වීඩියෝ එකම අපි ලොන්ච් කරන්න හිතාගෙන ඉන්නවා මේ ටවුන් හෝල් එකෙන් පස්සේ. අපි ඒක දානවා අපේ YouTube channel එකේ. අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඇවිල්ලා බලන්න ඒකේ. ඒකේ ඔක්කොම විස්තර තියෙනවා. අපි තිබුණ ස්පීචර්ස් වගේම ප්‍රසන්ටේෂන්ස් තිබුණ ඒවා සහ ඒ විශේෂ අවස්ථා සියල්ල මේකෙන් දැක ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් රැඳී ඉන්න මම දැන් මේ රීකැප් වීඩියෝ එක ප්ලේ කරනවා. So that gave a small recap on the launch event we held at the Royal Colombo Golf Club. So stay tuned for the full video. We will be launching it followed by this town hall event. So make sure that you come and have a look at it, but also make sure that you go and follow us on our X pages, Intersect Sri Lanka as well as CoinCeylon. So you will get the updates on what's been going on. Also, you can join our Discord pages as well. So please feel free to do so. So with that, I would like to hand over to Sanjay, who's our community manager, to get through some of the Intersect updates that has been happening in the past month or so. Over to you, Sanjay.
as well as an Okinawa meetup, which was held on Friday, the 21st of June, as well as our very own hub, Coin Ceylon, announcing the participation for the Industry Expo 2024. So moving on to the update 20, which was released on the 28th of June. One of the key updates there was basically the release of the results for the interim constitutional committee election. So based on that, we congratulate the Cardano Atlantic Council, Cardano Japan, as well as the Eastern Cardano Council, which the community has elected as its top three preferred candidates. So a big congratulations from all of us here at the Sri Lankan Hub. And so moving forward, two key updates that we had was basically ADA-Pay. So ADA-Pay has now been integrated for members to use. So a few wallets that come up with that would be the Eternal Wallet, Flint, Nami, to name a few. As well as one key important update at the time was the fact that in terms of community, the Discord server had passed 100 members, as well as the X page coming up to about 5,000 members. Along with that, hub updates for the 28th was the fact that Japan hosted the live talk meetup, which was held on the 24th, as well as our friends from the Latam Hub hosting their second town hall on the 27th of June, as well as Intersect's June Town Hall, which was kicked off by bringing together several engaged communities to discuss and improve, to basically discuss the improvements of the Cardano ecosystem. So yeah, we are on update 22, which is July 12th. Moving on from that, the biggest update there was the launch of Node 9.0. Now, this begins a period for the ecosystem-driven testing and adoption. And the latest version introduces the highly anticipated feature, including the support for Plutus version 1, as well as the global workshops which have been going on. And right after that, in terms of events, there were two main events that were announced, especially in the Latin Hub region. That was basically the Argentina Digital Nation, which is going to be held on the 31st of July, as well as Blockchain Rio 2024, which was held from the 24th to the 25th. So more details on that, you can follow up on the newsletters as well. In terms of hub updates, Japan also held one of their live talks as well on the 12th of July. Our friends from the Wada Community Hub also held their town hall on the 11th, as well as our Latin Community Hub hosting their second town hall. And moving forward on to update 23, this is July 18th. So in terms of community hubs, I think there's a lot more to cover in this area. So one of them being Intersect's participation in the Cardano Codex 2024, which was an event held in India. And it was basically an event that brought together a lot of Web3 enthusiasts from around the world, as well as Japan, who also held an X space call on the 19th of July, which focused on discussing about Intersect and DAOs. And obviously, Coin Ceylon, as Kavinder mentioned before, we held our in-person launch event, which was attended by a lot of invitees as well as a press and media. And finally, our Africa Hub, who also held a town hall on the 18th of July. And finally, the last update, which was update 24 on the 26th of July, which is quite recent. The main update there would be is the launch of Node 9.1.0. More information on that you would be able to get if you visit the Intersect website as well. And basically, DREP workshops was the other major update that we had. And now there's actually three DREP workshops planned, and the first one is the DREP in Nigeria, which is which was on the 11th of July. Next one organized the DREP workshop with the University of Lagos. And the next one was the workshop in Rio, which was held quite recently as well on the 26th, hosted by Daniela Alves in partnership with GovChain Lab and the Instituto de Tecnologia in Rio de Janeiro, as well as the latest one, which is supposed to come up, which is the workshop in Sydney on the 3rd of August, and it is an in-person event. And finally, a last update from our community hubs. The latest addition to the LATAM family was the hub in Brazil. So again, to everyone who is representing the Brazil hub, welcome, as well as update from Japan. The Japanese hub actually took part in discussions about DAO activities, as I mentioned before, and they also spoke about Intersect's mission, while also hosting another X-Space call during that time. And from our friends at WADA, the Community Hub held its weekly town hall on the 18th of July. So this is basically everything from my end in terms of news and updates. And I think now Isuru will be taking over the presentation to basically explain this in Sinhalese. So Isuru, off to you.
Thank you, Sanjay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Isuru Nama, CFO for Coin Ceylon Sri Lanka. මම සංජය විසින් ඉදිරිපත් කරපු නිවස්ලෙටර් අප්ඩේට්ස් ගැන සිංහලයෙන් කෙටියෙන් සාරාංශ කිරීමක් කරන්න. මුලින්ම ඉන්ටර්සෙක්ට් සාමූහිකය ඉන්ටරිම් කන්ස්ටිටියුෂනල් කමිටි එකේ ඉලෙක්ෂන් එක පහුගිය දවස් ටිකේ සිද්ධ වුණා. ඒකෙදි කමිටි මෙම්බර්ස්ලා 3 දෙනෙක් පත් වුණා. Coin Ceylon ඉන්ටර්සෙක්ට් සාමූහික වෙනුවෙන් අපි ඒ සියලු දෙනාටම සුබ ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා මුලින්ම. ඒ වගේම ජපානය සහ ලැටින් හබ් ඒ වගේම ඇෆ්‍රිකා ඉන්ටර්සෙක්ට් සාමූහිකයන් ඉතා සාර්ථක වැඩ කටයුතු පහුගිය සතිවල කරගෙන ගිහින් තිබ්බා. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ටවුන් හෝල් ඉවෙන්ට්ස් අපි දැක්ක සාර්ථකව කරලා තිබ්බා. ඒ වගේම පිට එක ජොයින් වෙච්ච ගොඩක් අය දන්නවා ඇති අපේ ප්‍රජා එකතුවක් තිබ්බා ඉන්ටර්නැෂනල් ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එක්ස්පෝ 2024. ඒකෙදී අපිත් එක්ක ලංකාවේ ඉන්න යුනිවර්සිටිස් වල ගොඩක් ප්‍රොෆෙසර්ස්ලා ඒ වගේම යුනිවර්සිටි ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා ඒ වගේම විශේෂයෙන්ම මහ බැංකුව අධිපතිතුමත් අපේ ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි එක්ස්පෝ එකේ තිබ්බ ස්ථානයට ඇවිල්ලා අපිත් එක්ක සුහදව කතා කරලා බ්ලොක්චේන් තාක්ෂණය ගැන මොනවද වෙන්නේ කියලා ගොඩක් දේවල් ඩිස්කස් කරලා ගියා. ඒ වගේම නිවස්ලෙටර් එකේ තිබ්බ තව අප්ඩේට් එකක් තමයි දැන් කාඩානු බ්ලොක්චේන් එකේ ආඩා කොයින් එකෙන් අපිට පුළුවන් මෙම්බර් ෆී එක ගෙවලා ජොයින් වෙන්න. මුලින් තිබ්බේ US ඩොලර්ස් වලින් ගෙවලා තමයි ජොයින් වෙන්න එක තිබ්බේ. දැන් හැබැයි ඒඩා කොයින් එක හරහා ඒකෙන් ගෙවීමක් කරලා ජොයින් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම සෑන් හાર્ඩ් ෆෝක් අප්ඩේට් එක නිම වෙන්නේ ඉතාමත් ආසන්නයි. දැන් ඒක තමයි කඩාන බ්ලොක්චේන් එකේ තියෙන ඇත්තටම කියනවා නම් ඒක තමයි ලොකුම අප්ඩේට් එක. මොකද මේකෙන් ප්‍රජාව වෙත පාලනය හිමි වෙනවා ඇත්තටම කඩානෝ බ්ලොක්චේන් එක කොහොමද ඉස්සරහට ගවර්නන්ස් වෙන්නේ කියලා පාලනය වෙන්නේ කියන එක. ඒක ඇත්තටම මේ ඒ ගැන නම් කිසි සාරාංශ කිරීමක් වැඩි විස්තරයක් අපේ මලික් විසින් ලබා දෙයි මගෙන් පස්සේ. ඒ වගේම Intersect Coin Ceylon launch event එක ඉතාමත් සාර්ථක විදිහට පසුගිය 16 වෙනිදා කොළඹදී පැවතුණා. කොළඹ ගෝල්ෆ් ක්ලබ් පරිශ්‍රයේදී. ඒකට ජොයින් වෙච්ච සියලු දෙනාටමත් අපි ගොඩක් ස්තුති කරනවා.
Thank you, Isuru, for running down the translations for the Intersect updates for the local community. Now, before we head on to Malik, we would like to play the video that we played at our launch event for introduction of the hub and Intersect during the hub launch event. So what I'll do is I will play that video as well. So hope you guys enjoy.
Welcome to the dawn of a new era in Sri Lanka's blockchain landscape. Introducing Coin Ceylon Intersect Sri Lanka Hub, a pioneering initiative brought to you by Coin Ceylon in partnership with Intersect MBO. This is the first Intersect Hub in South Asia, strategically positioned to foster innovation, collaboration, and growth within the global Cardano ecosystem. This Intersect Hub is more than just a space, it's a community. A community that thrives on the principles of decentralization, transparency, and innovation. At the core of the hub, we offer a range of benefits to our members, from exclusive access to local events and workshops, networking opportunities, to academic research collaborations and localization of resource content, among many more. Our hub is designed to empower every individual. Join us as we navigate the future of blockchain technology, offering localized support, mentorship, and the tools needed to succeed in this dynamic field. One of the cornerstones of our hub is promoting on-chain governance, empowering our community to participate in decision-making processes, vote on proposals, and shape the future of Cardano through transparent and democratic mechanisms. This Coin Ceylon Intersect Hub is committed to elevating Sri Lanka's position in the global blockchain arena. Through our partnership, we are creating a resilient, secure, and innovative ecosystem. Let's experience the future together, where innovation meets community and where Sri Lanka connects with the world. Let's help build the future of Cardano together.
Thank you, everyone. So with that, we'd like to hand the session over to Malik Fauz, who's our CTO, to get into a little bit more detail onto the Chang hard fork, as well as the Voltaire era and the Cardano roadmap.
Thanks, Kavinder. Okay, so welcome to the Voltaire era. I mean, this is one of the most exciting phases of Cardano that we are seeing right now. So let me take us few minutes of your time to explain this in a little bit more detail as to exactly what's going to happen during this phase of Cardano. Next one. So to understand this whole thing, let's go back and understand this thing from the beginning. When Cardano started off, the people behind this project, they came up with something called the Cardano roadmap. This Cardano roadmap was separated into 5 different stages or phases, and every time you achieve, these were significant milestones that were put in place. So the first milestone we had in place in this Cardano, what you call the phases, the roadmap, was the Byron era. During the Byron era was when Cardano first became a real world project that people can interact with and use. And with that, in the Byron era, what we had was, you had the ability, they created something called the Daedalus wallet. Through the Daedalus wallet, people were able to buy and sell the ADA cryptocurrency at that time. And also the Ouroboros proof of stake protocol was released at this stage. This is the algorithm that actually secures the entire network and makes blockchains possible, this Cardano blockchain possible. So then the next step in the roadmap, if you can go to the next one, Kavi. Thank you. Number 2 was the Shelley part of the roadmap. Shelley, in the Shelley phase, what we got were the stake pools. The stake pools is what made Cardano decentralized. This made anyone would be able to run their own stake pool. Anyone would be able to delegate their own ADA into these stake pools, and these stake pool operators, they ran software that created blocks on the blockchain. So by the time Cardano was done with this phase, they had more than 1,000 different SPOs that were running things in their network. This is a milestone that was not achieved by any blockchain that I was aware of, and it was so it was so impressive that people were able to run stake pools even on what you call really minimal hardware. There was somebody who was even running a stake pool on a Raspberry Pi. It's $100 computer, as opposed to these other blockchains where you have to spend millions of dollars to run one single stake pool. So in this Shelley era, Cardano did something that was thought to be unachievable by a lot of other networks. And through this decentralization, it increased the security and the robustness of the network. And next one, please. And then the third phase in the Cardano roadmap, the Guggen era. This was another amazing phase in the network was when they introduced smart contracts. This enables Cardano to go from a blockchain where you could just transfer ADA from one wallet to another. Now you can write smart contracts on how to handle this assets in this blockchain. This made Cardano, it made it a third generation blockchain at this point. Plutus was the language that they invented to enable people to write smart contracts, and this Plutus language was based on another programming language, a mainstream programming language called Haskell. Haskell, by the way, is one of the most amazing programming language. As a technical person, for me, it's one of the most amazing programming languages out there in the world, which was written to write software that was mission critical. And so Cardano choosing to create Plutus based on a language like this is something, unfortunately, not a lot of people understand the value of this, but trust me, it's one of the best things about Cardano. At least me as a technical person, that is something I see. And in this phase, what we got was the native tokens, the NFTs in the Cardano blockchain. And next one, please. And then we had the Basho era. Now the Basho era, what Cardano is supposed to do is optimize Cardano scalability and the interoperability, and then it will also introduce side chains into this network, into the blockchain, that will enable higher throughput in the network on the blockchain, and parallel accounting styles. So this phase is still being done, but a lot of progress has been made, and a lot of scientific papers have been written about it, and a lot of progress has been made in this thing, and it'll be done very soon. And this brings us to the next phase in the roadmap. The next slide, please. which is the Voltaire era. During the Voltaire era, this is where we are right now. This is the part where Intersect and all of us are trying to get through. This is to me, this is one of the biggest promises of Cardano. This is one of the strengths of Cardano. This is why we are all involved in this project, is this particular stage. In this stage, what's going to happen is Cardano currently is managed and run by the initial founders of the network. But after this stage, what we are going to get from Cardano is a network that is controlled 100% by every single stakeholder in that system, meaning you, me, and everybody else. Anybody who runs a stake pool, anybody who owns Cardano, anybody who is in the governance structures, all these people, we as a democratic system, we are now able to control the lifespan, the direction of where Cardano is going to be and what Cardano is going to be in the future. So this, for me, again, is an amazing accomplishment, and to see it being implemented technically, it's honestly a marvel of technology, to be honest. So to get us to this Voltaire era, Cardano is going to do something called the Chang hard fork. So next slide. The Chang hard fork is going to enable the start of Voltaire era. And what this is going to create is something called the minimum viable community run governance, where some of the most important features of this what you call the governance structure, governance parts of the system will be added onto the system. At this point, Cardano is going to select what is called the ICC, the interim government, and them and the SPOs, the ones I spoke about early, the stake pool operators and D-reps are now going to come together and make the system go forward. So the Chang hard fork is going to happen in 2 stages. And next slide. So the first stage of the Chang hard fork is going to be, recently Cardano released something called the version 9.00. There's an additional 0 in there, my mistake. Version 9.00. Once all the stake, about 70% of the stake pool operators have start running this piece of software, and the ICC, the interim committee that was appointed, once they give the go ahead and 70% of the SPOs agree to this, then the system will start going into a hard fork. A hard fork is basically, the way you can think about it is like, you have a 3-way junction, and then, you can go left or right. But once you go one way, that's it. That's the road you're going to take, and it's just going to keep on going on that road. So think of it something like that, without making it too technical. And so once this 70% thing is done, then we are going to move into the Chang upgrade part 2. Next slide, please. Which is, at this point, we are now out of the bootstrapping phase. The bootstrapping phase was basically where what you call the SPOs and the ICC, SPOs test everything. Then they make sure their nodes are all updated, and once everything is running properly, now we are going to move on to the second stage, where now the decentralized representatives can take part of the system, and now they also can put their input into this. Anyone, like anybody, can be a D-rep. Anyone can now be in part of the Constitutional Council. Anybody, like, I think I keep repeating this thing, that anybody can be part of Cardano at this point. Anyone, anywhere, any part of the world can be part of the Cardano ecosystem. You can now decide where Cardano is going. You can now voice your opinions. Now you can make Cardano work for your own communities. Now you can make Cardano work for you. So this, to me, is, we are witnessing something amazing being built in front of our eyes. And to be at least a small part of this thing that is being built, I think we are all really lucky to even to be able to even witness this. So with that, if you have any questions, please let us know. I don't want to be even more technical because I'm going to bore you all to death. So thank you very much. With that, let me hand it over to Kavinder to give us a few updates on what's to come next.
Thank you, Malik. And for those of you who would like to know a little bit more about the technical aspect of the Chang hard fork, as well as things related to that, please do get in touch with us. We will be more than happy to go through that, even in Sinhala as well. One of the reasons why we didn't go into too much details with the translation for Chang hard fork is because the time constraints, but please do get in touch with us. We do have the resource material. We have been translating a lot of it from the Knowledge Hub. Some of the details that I showed the other day as well, the Intersect Knowledge Hub is there for you to learn things about Intersect, and we have been translating a lot of the content. So we will be putting that up on the local hub in the coming weeks ahead. So you will have it in Sinhala, and followed that, we will also be getting into Tamil as well. So you will be getting more information on that. Just to give you a quick rundown on some of the other community updates that we have. We had a lot of people who signed up with us during the expo and even after that. And we have been reaching out to each and every one of you to be in touch with us. So we are also planning on having a local WhatsApp group for all of you to be a part of it, so that you will also get updates right away. So we will have a introductory meetup event for everybody to come on board, get to know us, as well as get to know details a little bit more about Intersect also, so that you will be able to participate on our upcoming events, which will include for all of the individual founding members. We would suggest, if you are already an associate member, please do become an individual member, because you will have a lot of benefits that's going to be lined up for you. So please do consider doing that. At the same time, before I conclude, that I would like to just let me get this opened up. So we have the Cardano Constitutional Workshop, which is coming up on 31st of August. So please be a part of it. We will be launching the event invite shortly. Right now, we are just at the state of confirming the venue for it. So please go ahead. Once we go ahead and launch the link, please go and RSVP, because we have very limited amount of spots for that. Be a part of it. Be a part of the Cardano Constitutional Workshop. We will love to get your feedback on your input on how the Constitution is going to be. So it will be you, like very rightly what Malik said, it will be you who will be developing the Cardano forward. So the Constitution will be an input from you. And we have over 50 workshops in over 50 different countries. So we have one in Colombo coming up on 31st of August. So please be a part of it. You will definitely have, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for you to contribute onto this. So please do consider that and be a part of it. I'll just mention that in Sinhala as well. Cardano Constitutional Workshop එක අපි පවත්වනවා 31 වෙනිදා අගෝස්තු මාසේ. ඒකේ link එක අපි ළඟදිම share කරනවා. දැනට ඒකේ පවත්වන ස්ථානය අපි decide කරගෙන යනවා. ඒක decide කරපු ගමන් අපි ඒකේ link එක publish කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මේකට යන්න ගිහලා RSVP කරන්න. ඔයගලන්ට එන්න පුළුවන් නම් මොකෝ ඒකේ තියෙන ඉතාමත්ම සීමිත ප්‍රමාණයකට විතරයි මේකට සහභාගී වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකින්ද මුලින්ම එන අයට ඒ අවස්ථාව අපි ලබා දෙන්න කැමතියි. මේක ඉතාමත්ම අනගි අවස්ථාවක්. Cardano Constitution එක කියන එක හදන එකට ඕගොල්ලන්ට එකතු වෙන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක ඉතාමත්ම ලොකු දෙයක්. ඉතින් ඒකින්ද ඒ අවස්ථාව ලබා ගන්න මේක ලෝකයේ රටවල් 50කට අධික ප්‍රමාණයක මේක එකවර පැවැත්වෙනවා මේ එන ලබන මාසය ඇතුළත සහ සැප්තැම්බර් මාසයේ මුල සුමාන වෙනකන් මේක පැවැත්වෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ ඒ constitutional workshop එකකින් ඒ හැදෙන ව්‍යවස්ථාව කඩාන ව්‍යවස්ථාවේ අපගේ ඉන්පුට් එක දෙන්න පුළුවන් මොකද්ද කොයි විදිහටද මේ ව්‍යවස්ථාව හැදෙන්න ඕනේ කියන එකට එකතු වෙන්න ලැබෙන අවස්ථාවක්. ඒ අවස්ථාවෙන් ලැබෙන ඒ රටවල් සියල්ලෙන්ම ලැබෙන ඉන්පුට් එක අරගෙන තමයි මේ constitution එක අපි draft කරන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒකින්ද ඒකට එකතු වෙන්න කියන එකත් මේ අවස්ථාවේදී පැහැදිලි කරන්න කැමතියි. ඒ වගේම අපි ඉස්සරහට තව introductory meetup event එකක් තියන්න plan කරගෙන යනවා. ඉතින් ඒකටත් අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙන්න. ඔයගොල්ලන් associate member කෙනෙක් විදිහට join වෙලා ඉන්නවා නම් හොඳයි. individual founding membership එකට paid member කෙනෙක් විදිහට join වෙන්න කියලා අපි ආරාධනා කරනවා. ඉදිරියේදී අපේ කරන සියලුම workshop වලට සහ අපි කරන in person events වලට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට අවස්ථාවක් ලැබෙනවා ඒකට join වෙන්න. ඒකින්ද ඒකත් මේ වෙලාවේ මම අවස්ථාවත් කරගන්නවා මතක් කරන්න. So with that I would like to open the floor for any questions that all of you would have. ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ මොන හරි question එකක් තියෙනවා නම් මොන හරි අපගෙන් අහන්න ඕන ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් දැන් තමයි අවස්ථාව. ඒක message box එකේ ලියන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපිට request කරන්න hand up feature එක පාවිච්චි කරලා අපි ඔබට අවස්ථාවක් ලබා දෙන්නම්. So you have the floor open for all of you right now. Please feel free to ask any questions that you have through the chat, or you can also just raise your hand. We will give you the chance to ask the questions. Thank you. Okay, I think we have one from Nuan Indika. So I think, is it free to join? Yes, I'll answer that. Yes, it is free to join. Like I mentioned earlier, the associate membership is completely free. So you can definitely come and join that. If you are just getting to know about Intersect, and if you want to know a little bit more about how the Cardano's governance structure would work and how you can contribute to it, we would suggest you join as an associate member, which will give you access to all our online workshops, town halls, as well as Discord community. So please do join that. And if you need more information, please get in touch with us. We'll be more than happy to help you guys out. We have another question by Sahan. It's asking, guys, can you only pay from ADA right now or any other tokens, etc.? To answer your questions, yes, right now it's only ADA. You're correct. We're not accepting any other tokens for the payments because it's based off of the Cardano governance mechanism. So right now you can pay using a credit card if you want to get into the individual founding membership, or you can pay from ADA Pay. So you have that option to do that. So if you would want us to help you out with it, please feel free to go ahead. So there's another question from Piumi. Should we want to take that?
Yes, පියුමි මේක අහලා තියෙන්නේ සිංහලෙන් සිංහල භාෂාවෙන් මේ ගැන දැනුවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා. ඔව් පියුමි මේ භාෂාව ගැන කිසිම මේ මෙතන ප්‍රශ්නයක් කරගන්න එපා. ඒ කියන්නේ Intersect Colombo Intersect Coin Ceylon Intersect ශ්‍රී ලංකා විදිහට සමාජිකයන් විදිහට අපි සිංහලෙන් ඕගොල්ලන්ට සියලුම දේ කියලා දෙන්න අවශ්‍ය documents ඒ කියන්නේ leaflets වල එතකොට අපේ වෙබ්සයිට් එකේ සියලුම දේවල් තියෙනවා. ඒ හින්දා ඒ ගැන කිසිම සැකයක් තියාගන්න එපා. ඕන වෙලාවක පිහරහා ඒ දේවල් ගැන දැනගන්න පුළුවන්.
Anybody else has any questions, please do raise your hands if you would like to ask any questions. I will be more than happy to give you the chance to talk.
Thank you පූර්ණ. ඒ ගැන දාලා තියෙනවා හරිම සතුටුයි මේ වගේ දෙයක් කරන එක ලංකාවේ කියලා. Thank you පූර්ණ.
පූර්ණිමා I think හරිම ස්තුතියි කියලා තියෙනවා. ඇත්තටම ඔව් ඔයගලන් අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙන අපිට ඇත්තටම සතුටුයි. ලංකාවේ මේ වගේ කඩාණු කමියුනිටි එකක් ඩෙවලොප් වෙන එක සහ බ්ලොක්චේන් තාක්ෂණය ගැන හරි විදියට ඉගෙනගෙන ඒකේ බ්ලොක්චේන් ගවර්නන්ස් වලට එකතු වෙන්න පුළුවන් අවස්ථාව මේගොල්ලෝ ඔයගලන්ට ලැබෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒකින්ද ඒ අවස්ථාවෙන් ප්‍රයෝජනයක් ගන්න කියන එක ඇත්තටම කියනවා. ඉතින් ඒකින්ද ඔයගොල්ලන් කමියුනිටි එකක් විදියට අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙන එක තමයි අපිට තියෙන ලොකුම සතුට. I think as we are nearing the end of the town hall event, today I would like to thank all of you for joining us. ඔගොල්ලන් සියලු දෙනාටම ස්තුතියි අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වුණාට අද town hall event එකට Coin Ceylon Intersect Sri Lanka town hall event එකට එකතු වීම ගැන සතුටුයි. අපි හැම මාසෙම මේ වගේ town hall events පවත්වනවා. ඊට අමතරව අපි in person events පවත්වනවා. ඒකින්ද ඒවත් එක්ක එකතු වෙන්න, එකතු වෙලා අපිත් එක්ක කතා කරන්න මේ ලංකාවේ නම ලෝකේ බ්ලොක්චේන් තාක්ෂණය තුලින් ඉදිරියට අරන් යන ගමනට අපි එකතු වෙමු කියන පණිවිඩය මේ අවස්ථාවේදී අපි කියන්න ලෑස්ති. So thank you so much for everybody who joined us today. And despite the time differences, no matter where in the world you are, you might be traveling, you might be in Sri Lanka at home on a Saturday evening. So thank you so much for your time. Please remember to go through our social media, go to X, you'll find Intersect Sri Lanka page, and go to the Intersect MBO page as well. Follow us and go to Discord and join us. You'll be updated right away. So we will have these town hall events every single month. So you will get updated alongside in-person events too. So please take this opportunity to actually take up this opportunity to be a part of all of this, and let's help build the future of Cardano together. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.